Section 10. Must no one at all, then, be called happy while he lives? Must we, as Solon says, see the end, even if we are to lay down this doctrine, is it also the case that a man is happy when he is dead, or is not this quite absurd, especially for us who say that happiness is an activity? But if we do not call the dead man happy, and if Solon does not mean this, but that one can then safely call a man blessed as being at last beyond evils and misfortunes, this also affords matter for discussion, for both evil and good are thought to exist for a dead man, as much as for one who is alive but not aware of them, for example, honors and dishonors, and the good or bad fortunes of children and in general of descendants. And this also presents a problem, for though a man has lived happily up to old age, and has had a death worthy of his life, many reverses may befall his descendants. Some of them may be good and attain the life they deserve, while with others the opposite may be the case, and clearly too, the degrees of relationship between them and their ancestors may vary indefinitely. It would be odd, then, if the dead man were to share in these changes and become at one time happy, at another wretched, while it would also be odd if the fortunes of the descendants did not for some time have some effect on the happiness of their ancestors. But we must return to our first difficulty, for perhaps, by a consideration of it, our present problem might be solved now if we must see the end and only then call a man happy, not as being happy but as having been so before. Surely this is a paradox, that when he is happy the attribute that belongs to him is not to be truly predicated of him, because we do not wish to call living men happy on account of the changes that may befall them, and because we have assumed happiness to be some thing permanent and by no means easily changed, while a single man may suffer many turns of fortunes. For clearly if we were to keep pace with his fortunes, we should often call the same man happy and again wretched, making the happy man out to be chameleon and insecurely based. Or is this keeping pace with his fortunes quite wrong? Success or failure in life does not depend on these, but human life, as we said, needs these as mere additions, while virtuous activities or their opposites are what constitute happiness, or the reverse. The question we have now discussed confirms our definition, for no function of man has so much permanence as virtuous activities. These are thought to be more durable even than knowledge of the sciences, and of these themselves the most valuable are more durable, because those who are happy spend their life most readily and most continuously in these. For this seems to be the reason why we do not forget them. The attribute in question, then, will belong to the happy man, and he will be happy throughout his life, for always, or by preference to everything else, he will be engaged in virtuous action and contemplation, and he will bear the chances of life most nobly and altogether decorously, if he is truly good and foursquare beyond reproach. Now many events happen by chance, and events differing in importance, small pieces of good fortune or of its opposite clearly do not weigh down the scales of life one way or the other, but a multitude of great events, if they turn out well, will make life happier, for not only are they themselves such as to add beauty to life, but the way a man deals with them may be noble and good, while if they turn out ill they crush and maim happiness, for they both bring pain with them and hinder many activities. Yet even in these nobility shines through, when a man bears with resignation many great misfortunes, not through insensible to pain, but through nobility and greatness of soul. If activities are, as we said, what gives life its character, no happy man can become miserable, for he will never do the acts that are hateful and mean. For the man who is truly good and wise, we think, bears all the chances life becomingly and always makes the best of circumstances. As a good general makes the best military use of the army at his command, and a good shoemaker makes the best shoes out of the hides that are given him, and so with all other craftsmen. And if this is the case, the happy man can never become miserable, though he will not reach blessedness if he meet with fortunes like those of Priam, nor, again, is he many-coloured and changeable, for neither will he be he moved from his happy state easily or by any ordinary misadventures, but only by many great ones, nor, if he has had many great misadventures, will he recover his happiness in a short time, but if at all, only in a long and complete one in which he has attained many splendid successes. When then should we not say that he is happy who is active in accordance with complete virtue and is sufficiently equipped with external goods, not for some chance period but throughout a complete life? Or must we add, and who is destined to live thus and die as befits his life? Certainly the future is obscure to us, while happiness, we claim, is an end and something in every way final. If so, we shall call happy those among living men in whom these conditions are, and are to be, fulfilled. But happy men, so much for these questions.